Greetings. I'm Hellena Pugh, a Marine Corps veteran and the host of your 5-Minute Salute. And today I have with me Aldo Martinez. Aldo, welcome to our show from the state of Nevada.
Thank you for having me, Hellena. Appreciate that.
So now tell me, how did you become a member of our nation's military?
Well, you know, at age 19, I didn't have a whole lot going for myself. I had dropped out from high school. I was watching all my friends just kind of spiraling, and I just said, I got to get out of this city and do something positive. And back then, Ronald Reagan had just fired all the air traffic controllers, and I had a passion for flying. So I said, well, let me join the Army and see if I can be an air traffic controller.
Excellent. So did you actually so very few people get their career choices as they're going through that process. You were able to tag your MOS of choice then.
Yeah, I was pretty stubborn. I tried the Navy first. They said I could be nothing but a trash man. So then the Air Force wouldn't take me because of the no high school diploma. And surprisingly, the Marine wouldn't take me either because of no high school diploma. So the Army was the default organization. They just didn't tell me that air traffic controllers didn't control traffic in a tower all the time, that you would be, out there in the field setting up airstrips.
That's right. Well, I say you learned the hard way.
Yeah.
So now what is it that you do today?
Well, then I became a recruiter.
Right. What do you do today with Berkshire Hathaway?
So at Berkshire, I run now a real estate company here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I run the Southwest branch. We got about 247 real estate professionals, and a lot of the skill sets that I learned in the military really transpired well here.
That's excellent. And so even with the challenges that are existing right now in the housing market, I still have been telling veterans, there's nothing that compares to home ownership. What are some things that you could tell our veterans, maybe those who haven't used that VA home loan certificate yet, about the importance of purchasing a property?
Yeah, I mean, that's the greatest advantage, I think, for home purchasing that we have is our VA home benefits. You're able to buy a house with actually no money down whatsoever. And it's the greatest path to wealth creation in our country. And real estate still does it for a lot of us. I mean, I've owned a house since I got out of the military. I bought my first one in 1990 while I was still in the military. And right. I love it.
Excellent. So now what's something you learned while you were transitioning from the military into civilian life that you'd like to share with our other veterans?
You know, I guess the big thing is I prepared for a career after the military right around year 15, because I served for 22 years and retired. But at year 15, that's when I got into real estate. That was back in 1993. And I thought I was just going to do it to help, to save me some aggravation in selling my own home. And little by little, it just became a career that I had a passion for, liked. It was very similar to what I was doing in the military, because I was a recruiter for the military. So I had to speak to a lot of people and find out what their needs and wants were and how we can help facilitate those. And the same thing in real estate. So by the time I hit 22 years, they offered me a job to open one of the branches and run it. And it became a pretty decent transition. I was already a sergeant major. I'd gotten about as far as I was going to get in the Army. And I took that opportunity. So prepare well ahead would probably be my best advice.
Right. Excellent. There's a lot of different programs that our active duty members can use today, maybe that weren't as popular some years ago, that really help them, especially if they're looking to be entrepreneurs or they're looking to go into something that's stable like real estate or some of the other construction or contracting-based organizations. They can actually get a jump into that while they're still active duty. So that's really important.
And many military people pick up some tremendous skill sets. I mean, for me, being an air traffic controller, that was the only other thing I could go into. But at 42, it's a little bit old, kind of old to get into air traffic controller, starting off. So it was good that I had some other, passions that I followed. So look at those things, get your education, and use your GI Bill.
Yep, you're absolutely right. So what I keep telling people, you can always tell us old school veterans because we want to say, use that GI Bill. And today they're using the post 9/11. I know, but so those of
I try to diet to hide it, but I guess whenever I speak, it'll still come out.
Yeah, no, some of us still have it. So if you have that GI Bill, hey, hold on to that, hang on to it, because that is still education gold. But a lot of the younger people that are coming out today will have that post 9/11. So Aldo, I want to thank you so much for joining me on today's show. Thank you for the opportunity to interview you and learn a little bit about what you do.
Thank you, Hellena, and thank you for what you're doing for the military. Appreciate it.
Hoorah. Thank you for joining me on today's 5-Minute Salute. To learn more about today's guests and see past shows, check out our YouTube channel and click on the description of this video. And I invite you to join me in rendering a salute by subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. Until next time, and to all Marines, Semper Fi. My name is Hellena Pugh. I am the founder of ZaharaVets Network. So I started ZaharaVets Network because as I transitioned out of the military in 2012, I was encountering so many challenges with my transition, and I realized that there really wasn't an organization that spoke definitively to the issues that impacted women veterans, but also I encountered other male veterans who were having very similar issues to which there really wasn't an answer. So I started the organization so that I can provide information for other veterans, but also put us on the path to start providing those services that weren't being offered.